Hey everyone, welcome to Tuesday. I am TeresaLouise, and today I'm going to work on the Tiger Abstractions quilt. It is a FPP project by Violet Craft, and I'm just going to start out with getting everything organized because this project has been put away for quite a while, and so yeah, I'm still in the process of organizing. So I do have some pieces that I can hi Donna, that I can go ahead and sew together, so I'll be doing that. And then I need to reorganize the fabric a little bit, kind of see where I'm at. Because I believe that I kind of changed the background fabric, so this background on the top is different than the background on the bottom, which, why did I do that? So I have to figure out where that split is. So this is a really good reason why, if you put a project away, to make some notes of where you left off and what your intentions were, and what's next. Yeah, I wish I would have done that because well, you seen it the other day. It was just a real mess. So anyway, hello Polly. Hi Janet, how are you doing? Good to see you ladies. Glad you could be here with me. So yeah, FPP, Tiger, Violet Craft. Here we go. Getting organized. And let's see. I'm missing a sheet. No idea where it went, so I have to use the original. I like to make copies of everything and not use my originals, but sometimes a page gets missed in the copy machine. So I am on, okay, I have finished 1 through 93. So all of this is done. And down here. So all of that, it's a lot. And then these are the next two sections, here and here. Let's see. I have about half of this stuff done, and then about half of this done, I think. So first of all, I have a bunch of the leaf pieces, and so I'm going to sew those together just to get them out of the way. So the ones that I can sew together, I'm going to go ahead and sew them together and then set them aside, and that'll help kind of clean up my clean up my mess. Right? So let's see. I like to stitch on about 1.8 probably. Oh, and I was going to try this new thread from the Sew Sampler box because it's a 60 weight. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I think I might have to switch a needle. So that's the other thing you need to consider when you, with the size thread. So you have to, what's your thread, match it to your needle, and match it to your project. So you have, I'll go ahead and try the 80-20 and see how it works with this 60 weight. But if I have any problems at all, then I'll probably switch to like a 70 size needle. Um, because a 70 would be, you know, have a smaller eye and all that stuff. So, okay, that's on. Oh, and I wanted to show you, so I'm thinking about using this fabric for our project this weekend. The Made with Love quilt pattern from the Fat Quarter Shop. It's a free pattern. And I'm just going to go, you know, something a little different than just pinks for Valentine's Day, because I think I want to keep this quilt hung up all year round. So this is Flower Girl, and I do think I got this in a Sew Sampler box quite a while back. So the colors are kind of peachy, a light pink, and kind of a peach color. So I'll show you those real quick. This one's a little pinkier. Here's a really cute green and a yellow. And that's kind of like a tan. And then this one is like the main. Isn't that pretty? This one's my favorite, of course. And then I really like this pattern. And I might have to pick, well, I might use this for the hearts. And I might use this one for the background because it's so pretty. Background, hearts, and then the letters, maybe. Or I might try to find something in my stash that's this color, more solid of a print, you know. So I don't think this will, I don't know if this will work too good with the letters. Plus you have to keep everything lined up. So maybe the binding or the backing. This might be a cute binding. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. Something I can just leave up all year long. Flower Girl. It's Moda. And Heather Briggs. Why do they have to print that so little and so light? You can't, you know, we can't see it. I can't see it. Hey, Jamie, how's it going? Hi, Kathy. Good to see you, sweetheart. Hope you're doing well. I'll need to press those. Let's see who else we have. Hey, Rita. Hello, Donna H. Hello, Candace. Hello, Cindy. Hello, Brenda. Hello, Craft On. Okay, so for those of you who just got here, I'm doing FPP on the Tiger. That's what I'm working on. So yeah, I'm gonna try the 60 weight. Now this is the first time I will be using 60 weight. This one is 50 weight. And it works pretty good. But you know, the thinner your thread with this paper piecing, the better your seams will lay down, right? but it's going to be really, really slick. So I might have to adjust the tension a little bit. But I'm going to put it through all 3 rings up here on my sewing machine. And that will help keep the thread tension a little tighter. And it also helps with it not rolling and spinning. We'll see how it works. Fingers crossed. Boy, it is really, really thin. You can just, you know, feel it. If it doesn't work for this, then I might save it for hand piecing. Okay, there. All right. So, how's everybody today? I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you have mild weather. I hope your power is on. You have heat. We've got some nasty weather going on over in the east, which is so weird because, I mean, we hardly have any snow here at all. In some ways, I'm really grateful for that, but we still need the snowpack up in the mountains. Otherwise, we're going to be really dry this summer, and that could cause a lot of problems for fires and stuff. So that's not good. Okay. One more sew through. Yeah, that looks okay. Very tiny, very tiny. I need to go get me some new glasses. These are so broken up. I'm cheap. I don't want to spend money on glasses. Hi, Jeannie. Hello, Terry. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Jean. 80 degrees. Rita. Hello, Suzanne. Ice and snow in Texas. Yeah. Well, there was some pretty bad spots where you had all that freezing rain, and then it sticks on the trees and the power lines and all the trees that just broke, you know, like I saw it in Kentucky. There might have been some other states too, but how's the weather at your place, Brenda? Okay. So let's see. I do have this section done. I think this is lower section. Let's see, 26, 126. Yep, the very last part of the very last section. Okay. I'm just going to hang it up over here. I have a little design wall over there. All right. So I need 41, 42, and 43. Okay, I don't have 41, 42. I do have 43 done. Okay, so I can't sew those together. Let's see. What's this one? Okay. We have, so 41, 42, 43 is in the middle, so I don't have that one done. But it looks like I have the one on this side done. So let's just double check that. Alrighty, so we have 55. So the best thing to do, you know, is look at your pattern, right? And you're going to see how it's turned. And then just lay them out. And if you just kind of keep them in the correct order as you go around. I might have to set this on the floor because these pieces are pretty long. Okay, 152. And then the book also tells you what order to sew them in. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to I'm going to put them on here. And then I can move it to the floor. I'll try that. One thing, you need a lot of room for this project. Okay, let's see. 51 is this way. I think I have that one on there wrong. Yeah, 52. Turn it the right way. One thing about this too is there's so much that goes right into the middle, and so you get a lot of bulk. So when you quilt this, you're really going to have to just skip the, you know, skip over that middle because you'll break a needle. At least I will. And you'll skip all your stitches and all that. But there are some ways to get that just as flat as you can get it. Like I will probably spray it, bang it with a hammer, pile a bunch of books on top of it, try to get it just as flat as I can. All right, 48, 49. No, this one goes out here. Let's see. 49, 46. Oh, I don't have 46 done. And 47. 48. 45 and 44. Okay. All right. How did I miss? How did I miss doing 46? All right. So I need the same fabrics as here. So those are really long pieces. Okay. Hey, Patty. Brenda says we have snow piled everywhere. It's cold, so cold it's not going anywhere this week. But main roads are clear and you still have power. So that's good, right? Okay, Melissa, go ahead and chop, chop, chop. Chop away, girl. Set those over there. I'm just going to keep this one out for myself. And this one. I can't believe I don't have 46. All right. And I can just move this out of my way. All right, let's see what I have. I need that color, which is this one. And I need this one. And let's see. And a little bit of this one. All right, let's see if I have any pieces. Okay, I think that is a long enough piece. Nope. Yeah, maybe. I'll have to press these. Let's see. I don't need a very big one for that. And I will have to cut some of this off, I think. That might work. I think there is I don't know, it could just be me, but I think there's a lot of waste in FPP. Hey, Mona. How's it going, girl? Thank you, Jamie. I think I said hello to Patty, but just in case I didn't, hello, hello, hello. Okay, I'm going to have to press these out real quick. It's kind of cold here today, but it's really pretty. You know, it's sunny. Sunny and cold. We're supposed to get some snow this week, but I don't know. So I decided to come up here and sew. It was either that or take a nap. So I'm trying not to take a nap. But I'm very tired. But I'm trying because I didn't sleep very good last night. So I figure try not to take a nap. Maybe I'll sleep better tonight. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how long I last. This would have looked pretty good on the horse. I think some of it. Hi, Zaza. Well, after dinner, I went and rested in bed. So I guess it was about 8 o'clock and I fell asleep. And then Brandon came in about 10 o'clock, woke me up. Probably not on purpose, but he's got to get into bed and he's got things he's got to do that always wake me up. So then I'm awake. So then my body thinks, oh, well, you just took a nap. You're ready to get up. So I laid there for like an hour. Finally, I'm like, ugh. So I got up and stayed up for a couple of hours, just, trying to get tired. And finally, I just laid down on the couch, and within about a half hour, I fell back to sleep, And that just makes me groggy all day when I do that. Sometimes when I'm trying to get back to sleep, it's like every little thing bothers me, wakes me up, every little noise. It's weird. There's the telephone. I'm expecting a doctor's call, so hold on a second. Nope, wasn't. It was not the expected call. So today, earlier, let's see. First of all, let's get started here. So it's going to tell you which fabric to put down first. So this has A, B, C, D, E, and F. So you do it in that order. So you start with A first. So you're going to have A fabric and B fabric. All right, so A fabric is this one. I'm pretty sure. All right, so A and B. And B is going to be a little one also. The thing I like about batiks is it doesn't matter which way you put it. So you could use glue or pins. This is where a light box would really come in handy. Because then I wouldn't have to hold it up there to the light. And I'm pinning on the paper side because I have to sew on the paper side. All right. And then this one. All right. Of course, I put that on there wrong. Hi, Joe. How you doing? Okay, I'm messing up here, you guys. I'm so tired. Once I get it going, get my brain going on this, it won't take so long. Okay, so here, A, B, so there. So I like to start on the inside and then just sew right off the paper. With these ones that are at a long angles, you just want to sew right off the paper. Believe me. Ow, ow. Hi, Cynthia. I'm working on the Tiger FPP that I was doing the other day by Violet Craft. I am working in section 5, I think. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last section. All right, so I knew I was going to do that wrong, and I did. I knew it. The first one is always wrong. My other fabric is not batiks, so I have to be sure and put it on the right way. And of course, you know, I'm using a smaller thread now. "24 neck warmers so far. Wow, you're really going for it. That looked like a pretty easy project. That's probably what I should be doing. One of those no-brainer things. I just came on to visit Cynthia while I'm sewing. All right, so the right side of the fabric needs to be up. Up, not down. This project is definitely not a beginner FPP person project. I do not recommend beginners on this one. Okay. I did that right. Second time's a charm. It's not dropping links. It's not dropping links for you. Hey, Terry. Okay. Joe says, yes, no-brainers are good. Absolutely. All right. Press it over. Actually, first I need to I might just leave that, not cut it. Okay, A, B. Okay, this one needs to be cut. Oh, go ahead and press that down again. All right, so now I have a longer, thick piece of paper, and fold that over. Now I can use my ruler. And you really need the longer ruler for this project, but I don't have it. So I'm just going to slide the ruler down. That works just fine. So now C is that color again, the light color. Let's see if this one will work. Nope. So that's why you just have to use a lot of big ones. And then cut it off. So, have to make sure. So a lot of times what I have to do with this, fold that over, okay, lay it on the fabric where I want it. Then I just take a pin and put it in there long ways and not across. Okay. Because I'm going to fold the fabric over and make sure that this piece is long enough. See, because it's at an angle, it's really long, like that. But you're only sewing right up here. So this piece needs to be able to fold over and cover that. So it's going to work, so that's good. All right. You okay? You see how that's turning out? Yeah, it's a nightmare. Now you know why I put it away for so long. Like, I can't take this anymore. Hey, Day. I enjoyed bean soup today, and the rest just went in the freezer. Awesome. I had turkey stew, turkey soup last night, and that's what I did. The rest is just going in the freezer, and then next time I feel like having dumplings, then I'll just use the rest of that turkey and have dumplings. Turkey and dumplings. Sounds good, huh? Oh, Hey, Katie, how you doing? Hi, Lisa. Cooking supper? Okie dokie. All right. So, let's see. Now, I could go ahead and cut this big piece off, but there's nothing to sew on the other side. So you will, what I've been doing is like using glue to hold that fabric down so it's not flopping all over the place. And the thing about this is you want to take, even though it stops up here, you just want to follow it all the way out. And that's how I would do all of these. Okay. Well, that one's not cut there. Otherwise, sometimes they just don't match up like they're supposed to. Okay, I'm going to leave that one until I sew this one on. And then this one, I can go ahead and cut. Now, I do not understand why they did this, but this pattern drives me crazy. One of these days, I'm going to have to try a legit pattern and see if it's any better. Ooh, that sounds good, Katie. Chicken, pork, rice, bow tie, pasta, spinach, and carrots, I'm guessing. Is that supposed to be carrots? Or haricots? Day wants to know what that is. I'm going to guess it's carrots, but... Oh, huh, I was wrong. It's a green bean. Okay, never heard of it. All right. And D, E, yeah. Okay. Turn this one. Lay that out there. Still going to put a little bit of glue back here. So that stays in place, and then fold this. good. They'll be in the frozen vegetable department. She's seen them in Florida and North Carolina and California. Huh. Probably won't be in my little store vegetable department, but I could still look it up and see. Okay, I'm going to leave D to the end because it's just a little teeny piece. All right. That one is the big green one, which I think is this one. Same thing, it's got to be long enough. Got to have enough out here and enough down there. And need some more glue on this. Do this, then this, then this. This step, that step. All right, here we go. All right. Let's see what happened, Patty. Oh, that's not good. Cutting your ruler with the rotary cutter. That happens. I think those flying geese I was doing there a couple of weeks ago was easier than this. All right. So, like I was saying, I don't start right at the edge. I go off to where it says this is the cut line. I go way out there. It just works better for me to do that. Especially with this project. At least go out to the line. You can always fix it later if you need to, but Patty says, don't worry, it's replacement. It served me well. Thanks for putting in all those links for channels, Mona. One of these days I need to hook up the Nightbot. I had it working there for a while, but then whatever reason, I don't know what. And I'm just going to keep sewing off in a straight line at an angle all the way. Even though it doesn't tell me to do that. So that's even more important on this than at the flat side. Anything that's at an angle, I just keep going. So I sewed like an inch away from where I was supposed to. Dun, dun, dun. Just makes a better angle, I think. Alrighty. That's how it's looking so far. Melissa says, thank you. Nightbot was in here? It was? Did you type explanation point? I think it used to be friends, or let's see if I type oh, it hid Dave's message? Hi, Jess. What did she say? I didn't even see that. Well, if it's not working for channels, I don't know. That's weird. Huh. Well, it didn't work for the friends thing. Alrighty, let's see, where am I at? So I did, okay, so that one, yeah, so good thing I had that long piece because you're going to need it. Because it goes all the way down here. And now, clean that up. Hi, Sylvia. Okay, now I'm going to need a long piece for the light here. And I'm going to use my glue again. Just a little bit of glue to tack that long piece down. Otherwise, it just, you know, flops all over the place. And sometimes it'll flop back where it's not supposed to, and then you end up sewing it in to the wrong area. I can cut part of that off. I don't need all of that hanging there. Alrighty. So something light here. Let's see. Yeah. That should be enough. Sometimes you have to sign in again. On the Nightbot. Yeah. That's probably what I need to do. But I need to go, before I do that, I need to go through it again and update whatever needs to be updated. Boy, it's sure taken a while to do this one piece. All right. Here we go. It is a lot easier to do FPP with batiks, though, I'll tell you that. So you don't have to worry about front and back. Okay, just gonna sew right off the line there. Looking good. All right, so now I just have this little piece at the end, which those just drive me crazy, you know. Why do that? Okay, that's a little white piece. Yeah. I just do not understand. I mean, it's really little. All right, there it is. Now I can just take my other ruler, and I use my non-slippy, and I'm just going to go around and cut on all of the cut here marks all the way around. And because it's a non-slip, you can't just slide it down. You have to pick it up. Okay. I really, really love your flowers behind your chair. Remember that used to be on the back of my chair? But it doesn't fit so good anymore. So I'm just using it to cover up my featherweight. Because I want to hang it up somewhere, but I'm not sure. But it's actually a pillow form. Got that in a swap. A girl named, her name is Shannon. She made it. In that Lisa Marie Facebook swap thing. Well, I haven't done that in a long time. But that's a fun group. That's a good thing to do in the wintertime too. I ought to go check that out and see if they're doing anything new and join just for the winter. That'd be fun. So they pair you up with somebody, and then you talk to each other, let each other know what your likes and your dislikes are, that kind of thing. And the more honest and open you can be, the better. And then you also agree upon how big of a swap you're going to do. Are you just going to do the main project? Because there's usually a main project. Or are you going to trade other projects too? So her and I traded other projects besides the main project. And she's a fabulous sewer. She makes all kinds of bags and things like that. And if you're like really new, you just let Lisa Marie know that, you know, you're really new at it, and so keep the project simple, you know, first few times. And you can send candy and other snacks. And, you know, I sent like fat quarters and thread and... Okay, see, there you go. Ta-da! Now, I can put it with those other ones. And so let me show you. Remember I said I just sewed right off on the angle? And so this is where, this is the angle, right? And right there is where I was supposed to stop. But I just kept going at the angle and sewed right off. So I went another like 1.25 inches or so. And that's not really going to matter because this is your 1/4 inch sew line. So all of that extra is going to be, you know, in the seam. And you can always go in, like after I sew this to the next piece, I'll go in to the back and I'll clip that off so I don't have that extra fabric. But I just like having that there. It just kind of keeps things stabilized, I guess you could call it. I need some. And I try not to use too much glue on this because it does, you know, dry on there. And I mean, the papers still come off, but it's not as easy. All right. Oh, cool, Patty. I made Sherry at Lessons Learned a doll that was a mini Sherry. It turned out so cute. Teresa, is that paper piecing you spoke about yesterday? For the tiger? Yeah. This is the Tiger Foundation paper piecing by Violet Craft. Alrighty, so now I can start. I'll just move. I think that was the only piece I needed, right? Now I will just lay these out over here, and then I can look and see. So in this instructions, you know, it tells you, so this number, this number, this number, in this order. And I think I need 44. All right, let's see what it says. 42 and 43. Then 41 plus 42 and 43. All right. these are not first. 42. Oh, I gotta skip that one. 46 and 47. So 46 and 47. All right. Now I just have to make sure I have these going the right direction. That one's right, and 46 is up here. Thank you. It is fun. Let's see. Patty, did you put in Lisa Marie's, the name of Lisa Marie's Facebook group? I can't remember what it's called. Brandon's doing okay. He's taken his nap. I'm trying to avoid a nap. All right, so because these are at an angle, this is what I do. I use clips and I take a needle and I put it right in the corner, poke it all the way through, and then I pick this one up and I poke it through its corner where they're going to match up. And sometimes you have to poke a couple of times. Okay, and I'm just kind of make sure that's nice and straight all the way through. And then I'll line those up, and now I'll take the clips and clip that. And then I do the same thing at the other end. That way you're making sure you get everything lined up. There you go. The way it's supposed to be. Okay, and then other thing. Now I can just clip along here. Then I take the pins out. And then I sew it. And that's how I do it. You don't have to put the link in because it won't let you, Patty, but just the name of the Facebook group if anybody's interested in doing a swap. And I really appreciate you doing that. Thanks, Joe. Okay, then just sew along on the line, on the dark line. For some reason, 1.8. Oh, thanks, Patty. If you sign up, tell them Teresa Louise sent you and she can get a free swap fee. Yeah, and those swap fees are not very much. I don't know if what they cost now, but when I was doing it, it was like $3.50 or something like that, $4. Lisa Marie Craft. I'll have to look. And I don't stop right on the line. Again, I just sew off. So right into the cut area, in other words. Okay, so there's that. Ooh. It's a leaf. You're welcome. Now, what you could do, what I do is, for the most part, I like to press these open. They're less bulky that way, especially where all of the seams come together, all these points. I am going to use and you could use your acorn pen, your if you have one. You can put starch in these or water, whatever you want to use. But I definitely like to use these on that bulky area. And that helps, keep those seams down, and it kind of loosens up that paper a little bit too, easier to pull off. That's the other reason why I like to press those open, because it's easier to tear that paper off. Okay, I'll just leave that for a minute, let it cool off before I pick it up. Because if I picked it up now, then those seams get all, wonky, and they're not as flat. Sounds like somebody's here. Nope, it was the neighbor. The neighbor has a really loud pickup truck. It's a diesel, You know how those are. All right, so that was 47 and 46. And there's elk out in the pasture. I haven't seen them in a while. Oh, bye, Melissa. Hi, Gloria. Okay, ready for the next one. Let's see what it says. 47. It's weird that they didn't do it in the right order, because this is 47, 46, and then they put on 49. Should be 46, 47, 48, 40, I know, I'm picky. If you're going to write instructions, do it right. Okay. I know. Okay, what's the next one there? 44, 45. All right. These two, 44 and 45. This one is going to be hard to figure out which way it goes. Let's see. Not that way. Okay, that goes that way. And this one must go this way. No, that's too long. That way? Yeah, it must be that way. Okay, let's see. Yep. Okay. All right. So again, get my needles out again so I can line things up. I agree, Kathy. Instructions can be difficult sometimes. Let's see, Gloria says we got about 2 inches of snow, so my daughter and I have just stayed in and tried to stay warm, working on a quilt. Hi to you and yours. Thank you. Well, that sounds like a great thing to do. Perfect time to quilt, Gloria, says Kathy. Gloria says, where are you at? I am in north central Idaho, up in the mountains where the pine trees grow. And the elk and the deer play. All right. Oh, well. Clip that. Hey, Valerie. I know, I'm being a good girl, right? Working on this tiger. I'm bound and determined to get this puppy done. Okay. I actually spent, about 20 minutes or so, maybe a half hour, cleaning up the spare bedroom next door because it's kind of like a catch-all in there too. So I put everything away in there, got everything straightened up, and then my plan is I can finish working on straightening up the sewing room, and I could just move stuff from here into there temporary, just to get it out of my way, right? And then when I clean up spots and so forth, I bring it back in. Because that's about the worst thing about doing a cleanup, you know. It seems like the mess always gets worse before it gets better. And there's so many other YouTube channels out there that are doing like their January cleanups and stuff like that. And that's really motivating me to get things cleaned up. So I figure if I spend about a half hour every day just doing a section or two, shouldn't take that long to get it done. Oh no, Valerie. We got 11 inches of snow Sunday in Brooklyn, New York. And because it will stay below freezing for at least a week, the snow won't melt away. No riding my bike. Hey, Geraldine. No, this is not a legit kit. It is Violet Craft. Tiger Abstraction by Violet Craft. Oh, you've been in this area, this country, Gloria? Yeah, it is really pretty. No, Kathy, I haven't. This is the first time. I forgot. I had to line things up, but because I lined up the two outer pieces, it lined up in the middle. Looky that, you guys. Don't we just love to see things line up like that? Anyway, can't remember what I was saying. No, this is the first foundation paper piecing project that I've done like this. Yeah. I've done little things, but nothing as difficult as this. Okay, that one. Yeah, that was good. I love it when that happens. Okay. So that's, like I said, that's why I like matching up those ends like I do, because you don't have to worry about the middle so much, especially when you forget. I know, that's a good feeling, huh, Joe? Okay, here's the problem. I put face oil on my face today, and so it keeps getting on my glasses. And then I cannot see through there because my glasses rub on my cheeks. So I need to quit smiling. Oh, Gloria, it gets like that here too. Yep, we've had 4 feet of snow. And you don't go anywhere. I hardly go anywhere anyway, so except for luckily we have a little grocery store and a post office and, you know, gas station. So the only thing we don't have all the time is like a doctor. But we do have a doctors from the hospital in Grangeville that come here once a month. So you can always get an appointment. All right. The next one, let's see. 45 and 246 and 7. All right. So this piece is going to go on here. And again, I line those up. Yeah, Joe's FPP projects are awesome. Twain Hart. Is that like after Mark Twain? Oh, yeah, that would be nice. House calls? Okay, so you just have to make sure your pen is in there straight. And then I like to put a couple of clips on there before I go do the other end. Just hold it. I would love to do this tiger, but I have 12 quilts to finish. '84 young, but you do enjoy watching others. Yeah, there's a lot of projects out there I would like to do, but right now I want to get these UFOs out of my hair because I have some that are, you know, been around for quite a while. And this is one of them. But I have ones, you know, that are much older than this. And they're just piecing. This is the only FPP one I have, I think. I saw a little thing about the snow on the news the other day. And the last time y'all had some of the snow that they're having now was in 1978. I can't remember what state it was. Um, but yeah, they had to close all kinds of things down. It was nasty. Hey, fingers crossed. I gotta look. Let's go on this side. Yeah. Yep. Okay. There is one mistake on here. I might end up with more mistakes, but it's okay. All right. I will go ahead and show you. Okay, so I used the wrong color right here. See that color? And then that color? It was supposed to be this color. But you know what? It's okay. I'm not taking it out. Could you imagine how much of a pain that would be? I think it's close enough. But they match up, you know, the points match. All right, let's see what's next. Thanks, Kathy. Oh, to the left of Yosemite, 4,200 feet. Yeah, we're almost 4,200 feet over here. I'm on the other side, the west side. Of Yellowstone. Quite a ways away from Yellowstone. West. I don't know who would notice. I have seen razor seam rippers, but not the one from the Fat Quarter Shop. They're kind of like how people used to use them to like thin their hair when you got a haircut. Oh, Geraldine said, yes, here in Michigan, we got all that snow then, and it's back again now. Okay. That might have been where it was. Yeah, I'll be happy. That's for sure. I'll be happy when I'm done. Excuse me. All right. 49 and 50. righty. Let's see. 49 and 50. You see how all these points are centering down into the middle? Yeah, it's going to be really bulky. I need some glue because I have a piece of fabric that keeps popping up. Ouch. The iron burnt me. Okay. Here's on top. How are we doing on time? Almost 4:30. Kimberly demonstrated the razor and it works really well. Oh, I'll have to check it out. Valerie says she has one, but it's still no fun ripping out 1.5. Yeah, that's why I use 1.8 on my sewing machine. It's still small, but it's still, you know, a little better. Mine sticks for a little while. It's not like a permanent glue, you know. All right. It's long enough. I was using a different one, but it sticks too well. And it's really hard to get the fabric paper apart. Okay. Make sure those are lined up. Joe does 2-inch just in case. That works too. Okay, good night. God bless you too. Thanks for coming, Gloria. Sweet dreams. Forgot to do this end. Okay. Okay. It always makes me think of that song, Sweet Dreams. I don't know all the words. I can hear the tune in my head, though. can't remember who sang that. Annie Lennox. What band was she with, though? Annie something. Or was she just on her own? Huh. Was that like a one-hit wonder or something? Because that name doesn't sound familiar at all. But that doesn't mean anything, you know. If she only had one really popular song, then... You did good to remember, Valerie. Boy, these are long. Hey, Misty. How are you doing? Eurythmics. Oh, that's a tough name. All right. Looking good, you guys. I started watching your video earlier today. I have to go finish it. That quilt that you're working on right at the beginning, that is going to be really pretty. With a medallion block in the middle like that. The AccuQuilt one? Oh, did you do that with AccuQuilt? Well, I thought it was interesting about spraying your pieces with starch and how much your fabric shrunk. So, yeah, I think everybody should do that test. That's why I always say I don't use starch or water on any pre-cuts or pieces of fabric that have already been cut. I don't, like I will, when I'm prepping like fat quarters and yardage and stuff like that, I starch those. But then after I cut that, I don't use starch anymore. And I don't use steam, I just use a dry iron. And even after my block is all done, I don't starch it or anything, because it will shrink. Okay, so what do we have next here? Just like you showed. Yeah, that was scary. Luckily, you still had more fabric to replace that. So, interesting. I only got about halfway through that video. Sorry. I'll finish it later. And I'll leave you a little note. Okay, let's see. What one is next? 48, 49, 50. So they want this piece on there next? Oh, okay. I see. I see what they're doing. They were trying to confuse me once again, which is not hard to do. Donna says, I do not use starch or anything on my fabric. I do not like the fabric to be stiff like a board. It is fabric. Yeah, it is fabric. I like it to be a little stiff. It doesn't need to be like a board. I just find that for me, especially if I'm handling the fabric a lot, you know, it always frays. But if I starch it first, it doesn't fray as much on me. But, you know, that is why they make so many products, you know. We all do something different. And you just got to find what works for you and do it that way. Now, I don't starch like Kimberly does. That's like giving your fabric a bath in starch. And I use that most of the time. I use that Stay Flow starch, and it comes in a concentrated bottle, and you can just mix that. Okay, I need some more glue. You can just mix that as heavy or light as you want. So mine's fairly light. But some just easier to get the wrinkles out. Okay, I think that helped. That little bit of glue. Oh yeah, I enjoy your videos. I'm glad you're back at it. Let's see if I can go to your channel. I'll get your... Yeah, she really starches her stuff. But, you know, that's what works for her. All right, here we go. While that's computer is working on that little job, I'll get to sewing. I found it. I found it. Yeah, there she is. Alrighty, let me copy this. Come on. Oh, this computer. What's part of my problem is my little mouse on the laptop, you know, the little flat, is starting to not work anymore. And so, yeah, I know I really need to get a computer. I know. I keep saying that. All right. I think I did it. Let's see. If it'll let me put a comment in my own chat. Okay. There's Missy's channel. I just put the... So, yeah, go check her out, you guys. Show her some love. Messy Miss in the chat there. But her name is Mitzi. And she started a while back. Then some stuff came up, so she had to quit for a while, but she's back again. and doing videos. And she just put up a video not too long ago, and you got to go check that quilt out that she's making. It's really going to be beautiful. All right, that one's on there. Oh, you're welcome. What time is it? Okay. Kathy uses best press starch. Yeah, I used to use that, but Stay Flow is a lot cheaper. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that too, Valerie. That um, her son helps. I don't know if he still does or not, though. Okay, now let's see where we are. 49, 46, 49. 48, 49, 50. Okay, 7 plus this one. So they want me to go ahead and put these two big pieces on together. So you see how many points are going to be in the middle? I mean, that is a lot of fabric. All right. And fold those other ones over away so they don't get caught up in that new seam that I'm cutting or sewing, or then it would be really thick. So you kind of have to, see where you want it, right? Well, it's got a bone. Somebody's chewing on a dog bone. Crunch, crunch. All right. Somehow it got all wrinkled right there. Might have to use pins on this one. Sometimes your clips don't work very well on paper. Oh, it has? Well, I better enjoy my bottle of Stay Flow while I have it. That's a bummer. God, that's been around for years. Well, that's too bad. Sorry to hear that. That means I'll have to find something else to use. I can always make homemade. Or just quit using starch. I hope you're not breaking that into little pieces. Let me see. Okay. Just be careful with that. I don't want you to break your old teeth. You can chew on it if you want. I didn't mean for you to stop. She loves that bone. Here, I'll show it to you. You can chew on it if you want, baby. I didn't take it away. I gave it to her. I just wanted to make sure she wasn't breaking pieces off, you know, too big of pieces. So that is elk leg bone from like 3 years ago. The last elk Brandon got, he cut the legs off for the dogs. Of course, we took all the yuck off of it, you know. Yeah, they love them. especially when they had bone marrow in there. Yeah, they really like that. Okay. Probably should have my extension table on here. It might help. Well, it's a little off, but not too bad. I saw, Geraldine, I saw in the paperwork in the Sew Sampler that there was going to be a video of using that template. I haven't watched it yet. Oh, you didn't mean to put the... Yeah, I was going to go watch that before I attempt it. And I might even send a email saying, you know, you give us a project that we need 10-inch square batting, but you send us 8. What's going on there? But I'm guessing they already know, right? You'll see how many seams you have all going into the middle, and that's not even done yet. The other thing, when I get ready to sew this piece onto the next one, I'll go over that twice because there's so many seams there, and might even trim some of that out if I can, some of the fabric out of there. So I'm going to try and work on this like at least an hour every day. I know it's been longer than that today, but if I work extra hours today, then I don't have to work on it tomorrow. Because I do want to work on my horse too. All right. Whew, I still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces to sew together. before that section can be all put together. Whew. Yeah, Kathy, on this project, I'm ironing them open. Typically, on my regular piecing, I iron to the dark side unless it works better to do something different. But with paper piecing, especially with all these seams coming together, it's better just to have them open. Hi, Deb. I'm working on the foundation paper piecing Tiger by Violet Craft. I got 2 sections, the lower sections yet to do. And I mean, yeah, I'm getting there. I still need to, still need to do a bunch of these, and they're all part of the whiskers. But I have all of the leaves done. I'm just, the parts to the leaves, and I'm just sewing all those together. So I'm working on the very bottom section right now. All right, so let's see. I need to put 52, 3, and 4. Where's 51? 51 and 52. I need some more glue. Just kind of tack that down and hold it in place. All right. So I'm looking at the pattern. And make sure to put these together correctly. Looks like it. It's better to look 3 or 4 times than to have to tear it out. Oh, you like that idea? Yeah. In fact, I could still do that. Part of the quilt will be hanging behind the couch. But if I didn't want to finish it, then it would still look cute that way with the peekaboo. Peekaboo kitty. But since I want to try and put this in our quilt show this year, I'd like to get it done. I have quite a few things I want to put in the quilt show. If I get everything done soon enough, I might put them in the fair too. There's a few quilt shows and fairs and stuff like that around us that I would like to participate in this year. If I can get all the horses done, that would be nice. And maybe a quilt, I'm not sure which one. Maybe the tulip pink. No, I put that in last time. Yeah, I can't put that in again. I'll figure out a different quilt. No, the horses aren't done yet. So no, I haven't entered them. They still need to be quilted. Yes, I have made flannel quilts. Yep. I made Brandon one for Christmas. It was out of like flannel Christmas fabric. But the colors were dark enough that they're, kind of manly. And then I put flannel on the back. It was, did I say it was Charm Packs? Yeah. And I usually put flannel on the back of like baby quilts and stuff. And a lot of the baby quilts I make are out of flannel. Yeah, he likes it. It's nice and warm. It's downstairs by his chair. Some of my ribbons from last year are hanging up right there. Or not last year, the year before. And those were all for quilts. So I got four ribbons. I thought I had five. Yeah, I think I had three the year before last. I don't know where that ribbon is. One of the gals in the quilting group comes up with the ribbons, and they're handmade, so it's not your typical ribbon. So I'll show you. Isn't that cute? So that's like first place, blue. Thank you. So I got a blue one and a red one. And I have a yellow one somewhere. I don't know where the yellow one is. But isn't that a great idea for ribbons? And then this was a ribbon for one quilt show. Isn't that pretty? Let's see. This was third place. That was my Acorn Harvest quilt. I don't know why I don't have the papers with those other ones. I want to make a label and put this information on it. That's why I have the paper with it. That way I won't forget what I got the ribbon for. Well, I won't go through there now. I'll just put it right there. Anywho, that's some of the ribbons that are over there. The other ribbons that are hanging up over there, I don't know if you can see them or not. They're regular ribbons. Those are all for the artwork, the paintings, oil paintings that I used to do. So I got a few. I got 2 ribbons on one painting that I did. And then I got 1, 2, 3 blue ribbons. Was at the Gem County Fair in Emmett, Idaho. Yeah, that surprised me. Getting that special ribbon. That was cool. I still have a couple of those paintings. I ought to show them to you sometime. But a couple of them are at other people's houses. Like my brother. Hi, Eastern Oregon. Oh, those are just, yeah, from past years. Okay, alrighty, what time is it? Getting after 5 o'clock, so I probably should let you guys go. My neck is starting to hurt, of course. Neck is starting to hurt. Neck and back. So I need to go rest for a while. Yeah, I'll try and bring those up. I have a bear and a buck. I'll try to remember to bring those up. Maybe I'll show them on Sunday or something. Oh, well, thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm getting there slowly but surely, right? Every little bit of sewing, a little bit every day. The turtle wins, right? Thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. It was so lovely to see all of you guys. And, you know, I always appreciate being here. Please stay safe out there and warm. Saying prayers for everybody in the path of these storms. And, yeah, just be careful. Stay inside and sew. Or do something crafty. Right? All right. See you, Valerie. Bye, Joe. Bye, Eastern Oregon. Bye, Misty. Bye, Kathy. Bye, Jamie. Bye, Jean. Now it sounds like the Waltons. Bye, Kathy Quilts. Bye, Suzanne. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Take care.